Okay, I'm now joined by Tara McCarthy, Chief Executive of Board BA. Very satisfactory morning for Board BA?
We're delighted with it. We had a record attendance at the event and feedback so far has been very positive. So when the industry is here and stays, it's always something that we're happy with.
There was a lot of information shared this morning across the various meat species that you as an organisation cover. And looking back on 2017, would you generally conclude that it was a satisfactory year across the entire meat industry?
Absolutely. We'll be announcing our performance and prospects figures on Wednesday of next week, but the initial indications is that it's a record-breaking year all round, particularly in our meat categories, with our meat exports now representing 30% of total food and drink exports, and with growth in every single sector across the meat industry. So we're very happy with that.
I suppose in the Board BA context, and I know you're a broad church and you cover a multitude of products, but yet we look at it, I suppose, from a farming perspective, and we look at the two big contributors from the farming sector are the beef and the lamb sector. Are you satisfied that, and how do you feel that you've given Irish farmers real value for money in 2017 and in your work stream that's planned ahead for 2018?
We've taken a very strategic approach to our support of the industry, and as we always do, but I guess when you look at the challenges that faced this industry in 2017, you had a backdrop of Brexit, you had challenges on every single element of that, yet we're coming out of that with 5% increase in our beef exports, with 12% increase in our lamb exports, just to revert to those two particular categories. But what we've been doing is very focused, and we've been working in partnership with all of our stakeholders to do that, be that the Department of Agriculture, be that with the farming organisations or the processors themselves, because we have a fundamental belief it's through collaboration that our industry will thrive, and that's despite the challenges, be that sterling, be that meat consumption in certain markets, be that pricing, etc. So when we're looking at how we serve the industry, it's very much looking to work with them, looking to see what the absolute needs are, and that's driven by market understanding through our overseas office network, where we have 13 overseas offices, recently having opened 2, one in Warsaw, one in Singapore. That's also through getting research and insight. You saw that there was an announcement today that we were spending over €2.5 million on insight around the meat industry to make sure that where we were selling our product was where in markets that we understood properly, and I think we really got an understanding of that. Another huge commitment is in Origin Green, where we're looking, one of the big challenges we face is sustainability and the environment, and that's not going to go away, and we believe by what we're doing on Origin Green and the infrastructure that has been created through the support of that farming audience and through the support of the processors will be a clear differentiator for Ireland going forward.
You touched on it there just at the start of that answer, and you referred to it in the remarks you made during the seminar itself about Brexit. It's the cloud that overhangs the entire industry as we go into 2018. Yet we identified, and the figures that were presented by your colleagues highlighted just the extent of the importance of that market to us. You actually made the remarks yourself that we will survive it, we may even prosper. And I suppose I have to ask you, how could we ever prospect in a trading arrangement with the UK that's different from the one that we have at the moment?
I guess it's how we approach that challenge, Phelan. What we're looking to do is understand the UK market even better, and we're putting resources in place to understand that market and to be even better partners than we have been. You saw that there's research on understanding how Ireland is appreciated by the UK consumer. We're bringing that insight to the UK retailers and food service operators to position us as the number one local choice. I guess when you're looking behind the UK, then where are the opportunities that the UK consumer may look for? We have shown research today that presently Ireland is by far the number one choice as a local option or as any option for beef. We want to build even further on that to make sure that no matter what the trading arrangements are, it's with great reticence that any customer of ours will move away.
And there's no doubt about that, and you presented the research, your colleagues presented the evidence of that today, and yet the reality is that many of the major UK retailers still will not stock Irish beef. They don't identify it, it just goes under the general title of British and Irish, and only I think it's 3 of the top 10 that actually carry it now. Admittedly, there are 3 of the larger ones.
It's the top 3 retailers in the market who have the majority of that market share, over 70% of the market, which in any market is a phenomenal achievement, and to have it positioned as equal to the local beef is always a unique position that you're looking to strive to have. So we would be working closely with the retailers. We've got market realities that we work with as well, so there's no point in drawing the wrath of any other stakeholder on us. We want Irish beef to sit alongside that local beef because that's where the British consumer will appreciate it most.
So looking ahead then into 2018 and beyond, given the work that you've done there, you feel that Irish farmers can be confident that we will maintain a strong presence in the UK market come what may with Brexit?
Phil, I can't predict Brexit no more than you can, so I wouldn't say that, I have to say. But I would say that Board BA is working as closely as possible with the industry, with the department, and with every stakeholder that's meaningful in that debate to position us as well as possible. But what happens within that trade deal is happening at a different location.
There's no doubt about that, but I suppose the reality, and as far, and you're right, the furthest you can go is to have Irish beef positioned in the best possible light. And again, the comments were made yesterday, I think, at the Oxford Farming Conference by the UK Minister, Michael Gove, to say that he visualised a long-term trading relationship with Ireland there. So I suppose is the reality, is the conclusion, is the bottom line then, we're in as good a place as we can be to deal with whatever comes at us.
That's our ambition, and I guess from when I started this role almost 1 year ago, what I've always said is I don't want at any stage for us to look back and think of we should have done something. So what we're working as hard as possible on is looking at every single option, every single scenario, and looking to prepare ourselves as best as we can for that.
Tara McCarthy, thank you very much.
My pleasure.